So you're beginning to create content, or maybe you created content and you're just looking for more efficient ways to get it done. I'm going to give you my top 4 tools that I use on a daily basis and my team uses on a daily basis to make sure we create super high quality content and get it out consistently. So there's a handful of tools that my team uses on a daily basis, like every single day, daily basis. And it is extremely simplified, and I'm a person that loves process, but I love simplicity. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is Riverside, riverside.fm. Fantastic recording studio platform. Now, here's the thing. In my experience, I've used all the platforms: StreamYard, Zoom, GoToMeeting, Google Meet, all of them. And I've hosted podcasts on them. I've hosted meetings on them. I've been on podcasts with them. So what you're seeing right now is being recorded through Riverside, through my camera into Riverside. And then my video editor is able to access my Riverside account, download these videos, and then edit them without losing any quality. And I'm just recording in 1080p right now, right? And Riverside can support up to 4K. I don't record in 4K for several reasons I won't get into. However, my thing is, especially with Zoom, I know Zoom is the popular one. It's not really meant for recordings like that and retaining maximum quality. It's primarily made for and was built for meetings and maybe even webinars. But for recording content like this or podcasts, I know it's very popular for video podcasts, people to actually record their interviews over Zoom. Do it through Riverside. I promise you, it is just much higher quality. It's going to maintain maximum quality on the video and the audio, and it's just easier to kind of, it's going to allow you to download separate files. I know Zoom does that, but once again, the quality is just not the same. So the next tool that I use is CapCut. CapCut is a video editing software that has both a desktop version and a mobile version. Now, for me specifically, I use the mobile version a hell of a lot more. I don't use the desktop version all that much. I've been using Adobe products for probably 15 or even 20 years. Way back in high school, I was using that in media class and that sort of thing. And so I'm just very familiar with, Photoshop, Illustrator, Audition, and Premiere Pro. So that Premiere Pro is my daily driver when it comes to video editing. However, if you're a beginning content creator and you've never used a software to edit video, CapCut will literally do everything for you that you need it to do. Record the video on my phone, load it into CapCut, and then it'll auto-transcribe everything for me. And the transcription is actually, normally it's like, to me, 95 to 98% accurate, which is very, very unbelievable. Then you can select all of your text and that sort of thing, the style, the colors, and all of that, and then reposition it or whatever, edit it if you need to, and it's very easy to do. You could literally shoot a video for social media on your phone like this, have it edited and published it within 10 minutes if you kind of knew how to work the system and you had a good workflow. But I do know that I have a couple of my editors on my team that do use the desktop version of CapCut, and I've used it before as well. It's very easy to use, very seamless, and kind of like the simplest editing platform that you can use next to, say, iMovie, which is, your bare bones basic video editing software. But if you need something that you can kind of take on the go with your iPhone, or you can do it on your desktop very easily, CapCut's going to be a golden winner for you, and I highly encourage you to check that out. And once again, like I mentioned earlier, go to YouTube and search how to use CapCut, how to do this on CapCut, and there's plenty of tutorial videos out there for you. The next tool I use is specifically for audio. Now, guys, here's the thing. If you're doing video, regardless if you have a microphone or if you have a lapel mic, podcast mic, professional podcast mic, lapel mic, whatever it is, there's still going to be some improvement that you can do on the audio. It's never going to sound exactly perfect in the way that you want it. Adobe Audio Enhancer is the one I'm going to talk about next. This is the one way that you can literally take your audio, load it into the platform, it's automatically going to do some magic on it, spit it out, and you're going to have a perfect sounding video. It was in beta not too long ago, but it has significantly improved. They're going to be coming out with a version 2, which is significantly better than the first one. So by the time you're watching this video, it's probably going to be out already. I highly encourage you to go check that out. Now, you do need a subscription, and all of these tools you're going to need a subscription, but I promise you these are the only ones that you're going to need subscriptions to, and it is well worth the money. And last but not least, my favorite tool of all time at the moment, ChatGPT. Now, we all know this AI craze, tons of platforms out there, and I know there are other competitors that people will swear by and say it's better than ChatGPT. That's cool. Go test it out. They all kind of work the same. Some of them do better things than others. But guys, listen, from a content creator standpoint, ChatGPT is going to be one of your best friends for many reasons. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that I utilize it for on a daily basis. But listen, when it comes to this platform, the sky is the limit. You can get so ultra creative with just an absurd amount of things that you can do in the content creation space with ChatGPT. But I'm about to give you some of the things that I utilize it for the most. One of the number one things that I utilize this for is podcast show notes and descriptions. So what we'll do is we'll actually take the podcast. I own a content marketing agency that manages podcasts in full for clients. And after we have created the episode, quality checked it and everything, make sure that there's no issues with it, we'll transcribe the audio, which there's plenty of transcription tools out there. We use Adobe Premiere because it does a good job of it, and we don't have to pay extra for it. So it transcribes the audio. We'll take that transcription and then plug it into ChatGPT and say, I need, and again, ChatGPT is going to be all about the prompts. How good of a prompt you give it is the value in which it's going to return to you. So we'll tell it specifically, we need podcast show notes for this podcast and the transcription that we just uploaded, and we need it formatted like this. And we'll give it a specific formatting that we need. We need it to have timestamps with the talking points summarized in less than 10 words. We need a 5-sentence description about the episode, and then any links and resources mentioned, and then a closing remark, and however we format it. And it'll spit that out in a matter of seconds. Some of the other ways that you can use ChatGPT very creatively, and these are just kind of one-off things. Number one is you can obviously, I've taught this on a previous video before, where you can utilize ChatGPT to create unlimited video topics for your content. And one of the ways that you do this, my favorite trick, is that you go to ChatGPT, take your website or competitors' websites, copy the link, and then go back to ChatGPT and say, I need 100 video topics on what I'm an expert in based off of my website content. And then it's going to give you 100 topics that you can go off of and you can record content on. And then you can even get more creative if you needed to and say, I need talking points and bullet points or a script for points or topics 1 through 25. Please give that to me. And then it'll break it down for you into scripts or break it down into you for bullet points and that sort of thing. And then you hop into your videos, your Riverside, and then just start doing it. But anyway, these are my top 4 tools and platforms that you can utilize on your content creation journey that will really, really help get you to a place where you're creating consistent, high quality content, which is highly important. So thank you guys for listening and watching. If you haven't already, make sure you have subscribed to the channel and leave a comment below if you have any questions or want any more clarity on any topics that I can talk about and create videos on. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining in and listening. We'll see you on the next one.